So I've been working over a while on a lore video of Five Nights at Freddy's, but something shot out to me when getting back around to Help Wanted. It's revealed the games we've been playing all along were actually created by a rogue indie developer that was hired by Fazbear Entertainment to kind of reboot the franchise. This man here, the creator of the games and represented in FNaF World as a glowing geometric god, is known as Animdude. Though having ties to Fazbear Entertainment, could he have potentially twisted the tales? This question led me down a spiraling rabbit hole that I was unable to escape. So, strap in, let me explain, and give you some food for thought. In hopes to cover up their past and write it all off as just myths, Fazbear Entertainment would contact and hire Animdude to create a series of games that would bring the tales to life and allow people to see the true story. By releasing a VR experience to discredit the games as only lies and fallacy, they plan to then rekindle a connection with the public on the stride of glory from the popularity of the games, a plan of which works without a problem and ultimately brings them out of the shadows to become a massive franchise again. Now, with this creative freedom, Animdude easily could have made a few fictitious scenarios. Let's begin our analysis with the most recent game in the franchise, Security Breach. This is the one and only game so far not actually to be a game. Within the universe, the Pizzaplex is a real location that the protagonist Gregory must traverse. This is what will set the boundary between the real world and the games within the universe. Once we've passed 6 AM and made our way down to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place, we go down a hole and are greeted by the Blob. This amalgamation is what we see in Pizzeria Simulator as Molten Freddy. Notice that the designs are distinctly different. Same goes for Circus Baby, who's currently trapped within the Blob, but is clearly more closely resembling her sister location design as opposed to her scrap design. Even the puppet appears within the Blob, yet there seems to be no sign of Lefty anywhere. It isn't much of a stretch to believe Animdude created these new designs in order to create an appeal and talking point that would get people theorizing. So, if he was able to change designs for visual appeal within the games, what's stopping him from adding in false stories to glamorize what actually happened? Enter Five Nights at Freddy's 4. One, if not the, most confusing game within the franchise on a lore standpoint. You are a child trapped within the room being stalked by nightmarish versions of the main band. I can say with near confidence that most, if all, characters here are completely made up design-wise by Animdude. Outside of gameplay 2 are the mini-games, which could easily be fabricated, as the life of the child in the days leading up to the party don't seem like something that would be well documented by Fazbear Entertainment. If details in the game such as these are potentially exaggerated for the sake of visual medium, what else within the story was actually changed by the developer? Perhaps red herrings have been set into the game just to continue discussion amongst the world, like the unemoteable box in FNaF 4. A secret so close to being revealed, but with nothing truly attached to it. Plus, there's the ongoing discussion of who is the phone guy? Was he a real person, or a character created by Animdude as merely a tutorial and exposition dump? He's never really heard or referenced within Security Breach, so there isn't a solid piece of evidence to confirm or deny if he was a real person, so that's a mystery to remain for another day. Animdude's creative freedom continues with two standalone games, FNaF World and Ultimate Custom Night. Both games have very little to do with the actual story, and are both games made with the massive amount of characters made amongst the series, including potentially made-up characters, like the Pizzeria Sim designs in Ultimate Custom Night, and Nightmare animatronics in both games. Of course, this doesn't mean his effects on the storyline didn't make an impact on the world. Characters such as Nightmare BB, Plush Trap, and even Lulz Hacks appear within the Pizzaplex, albeit in cardboard cutout form. So, although Animdude may have twisted the truth to bring more interest and theorizing to the games, it doesn't seem Fazbear Entertainment is the least bit bothered. They even attempt to merchandise these characters. But I don't believe people have been thinking about this theory as much, but it may change how we see the story going forward. So, what do you think? Has Animdude been exaggerating some of the stories he put within his games? What do you think is real within the overall story? Post any thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your takes. Thanks for listening to my mad ramblings.